It's the big one, the FIA finals at Santopod, and we've got the top teams from all over Europe facing two tough days of qualifying to get into Sunday's 16-car elimination field. Well, that's Andy Wright going into scrutineering, but just 6 weeks ago he suffered a huge engine fire in the final at round 4.
I couldn't see none of the flames there, I couldn't see none of that. I can only see the flames on the window and the oil on the window. So it was a good job I didn't see none of that, really, I think. Best way to be. Oh, the safety equipment, yeah, I couldn't have, it saved my life, really. Especially the air is what really saved my life. So it gave me time to think before I got out.
So it's Friday morning and we're going into the first of 4 scheduled qualifying rounds. We've got a full contingent of UK drivers entered, plus some firm favourites from overseas, including Fast Freddy in the world's fastest pickup truck. With 4 full qualifying sessions to fit in, there was a huge amount of action out on track. So for now, we're looking at just some of the highlights from the first 2 days. But if you want to see everything, every run will be featured in full on the end of season review DVD. So first up, Andy Frost with the world's quickest and fastest street car far side of the racetrack up against Chris Isaacs with the duster. Chris Isaacs with tyre shakes, pedals it but keeps on going all the way through to a 6:92.17, gets a number on the board. Andy Frost with problems. The greatest entertainer in the world of drag racing, the man in the far lane with the pickup truck. That's Freddie Fagerstrom up against Andy Wright in qualifying. And it's Fred going through with a 6:32.19, shoots out a little bit early before the finish line, but at least he got down the racetrack. Trouble that time though for Andy Wright. Next up, Rich Garrett and Roger Moore, 2 UK-based nitrous cars. Rick Garrett with a nice run, 6:45, 213 miles an hour, roundabout PB for that team. So next up is Norbert Kuno. And Norbert doesn't leave the line. The crewman decides to put a bit of de-icer on the car when he was in full stage. Mark Mayhausen, no problems at all, 6:05, 2:28. Norbert does actually put in a run, but he won't get any lapse time as a result of that. Next up, Bruno Barda and David Vegter, far side of the racetrack. 2 of the real tough championship contenders here in the Euro Series. 6:07 for Bruno, 6:16. Nice opener for David Vegter. Nitrous and turbo car, both these cars recently into the 5s. What have they got for his first run? Wow, look at that. Tero Laukkanen over 250 miles an hour on that run. Roger as well with a nice 6.01. The 2 title contenders on the line next. Matthias Vulcan, near lane, and Mickey Gallquist, far side of the racetrack. 2 nice full runs, but it is Mickey G going to number 1 with a storming 5:89, 2:42. Great time for Mickey Gallquist, not so unfortunately for Andy Frost.
Nothing happened. I let go of the trans brake and nothing happened. The car's just stood there still and kind of revving it and what's going on, and then suddenly it moved. But yeah, it kind of screwed me up a little bit. But we've had a look and we've had a look at the data and it looks like the converter pressure went away. So we need to look at that and see why and hopefully be back out for the next one with the car actually moving when I release the trans brake, which would be good.
But what about that 250 mile an hour run from Tero Laukkanen? Let's get some words from his crew chief.
Yeah, we are so happy to having the car run that good at the first run. I mean, 250 plus. It's real good with a soft tune-up we have had for that run. We know we can go up to 257 this weekend if the track will stay as good as it is right now. We have a 580 car, that's for sure, but it's just a matter of time when we get the nuts and bolts in the right position so we can.
That's the same for any race car pretty much. I think getting the nuts and bolts in the right place certainly helps. Near lane again, session 2, Norbert Kuno and far side of the racetrack. That's Roger Moore. We're getting a lot of extra European drivers obviously because this is a European round. Well, Roger Moore, nice run down the track for him. 6:45, 2:15. New personal best for Roger. Next pair out, nitrous car and supercharged car. Andy Wright, after all the work with the fire back in the summer, and problems off the line for him. No trouble at all though for Bobby Wallace. The new driver from the UK with the Willis runs 6.69, 207 miles an hour. He's loving life in Pro Mod. Near lane, Marcus Hilt, far side of the racetrack. Andy Gus Robinson. Andy with tyre shake almost all the way down the racetrack, but keeps it going all the way through. 6.28, 2.35. Look at that speed. 6.29 though for Marcus Hilt. 2.20. Down in the 6.2s, the first time ever for him. Right, can Andy Frost's problems be solved? Doesn't look like it off the line. Kev Slifield with a really nice strong run. 6.56, 2.14 for the new T-Bird. And Andy improves his time, but nothing like what he wants in the 8s so far. So your next pair, Fast Freddy with the pickup on the far side of the racetrack. Roger Johansson way out of the groove with the nitrous Mustang. Just about held on to that. That was a good driving job. Freddie trickles through, unfortunately. Well, the next pair we're going to show you, Andy Gus Robinson and Bobby Wallace. Side by side, this is on Saturday now. Monster tyre shake again for Andy's Camaro, but streaks down the lane to a 6.18, 2.37, getting back on the numbers, and Bobby Wallace in the 6.5s now. Next pair, Bruno Barda, far side of the racetrack, Tero Laukkanen with the turbo car. Now watch the turbo car in the far lane. They've obviously put the big tune-up in it that time round. Hikes the tyres and gets out towards the wall. He has to lift, but Bruno gets his first ever 5 with a 5.98 at 2.34. But what about that out-of-shape run for Roger Johansson?
Actually, you should not try to run like we did this run. It's not okay. You should go off the pedal earlier than we did. But we have made quite many runs in the car, and I know the car quite well. But it's a little bit too much. So, but you always want to have a good time, and we are third in the championship, and we can win. So, and you get qualification points every run.
So as we go into the final qualifying round, it's Chris Isaacs on the bump spot with Andy Frost, Wayne Nicholson and Andy Wright not qualified at the moment. They've all been experiencing mechanical problems over the previous sessions, and sadly for them, the positions stayed the same after round 4. So the last of the qualifying runs we're going to show you right now. Andy Robinson with the Tangoed Camaro right there, and on board with Andy up against Fast Freddy with the pickup. Well, a great lead for Andy Robinson this time round, and no tyre shake. Numbers on the board. The first 5 from a UK Pro Mod. 5.96, nearly 240 miles an hour. Effortless, absolutely effortless. Well, I say effortless, it's taken years of work to get there, but congratulations to all the Robinson team. All that hard work duly rewarded. Last pair in qualifying, we're going to show you Mark Mayhausen far side with the MPM car up against Mickey Gallquist. He hasn't been able to better that 5.89 from yesterday. He still doesn't do it today, unfortunately. And final confirmation will be Mickey Gallquist on the top spot and Chris Isaacs on the bump for this weekend's racing.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that we have some competition, and that makes us want to run even faster. So it's what we've been looking for. So I think there are like 5 guys who can be a challenge to beat, and normally I don't have to have very good reaction time. So sometimes I'm thinking more about the tune-up in the car than what's happening on the tree. So I need to be on my game tomorrow.
And it looks like Andy Robinson's a real contender again.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, the crew's worked really hard, and without them we couldn't do it. But to run our first 5, and we're the first British Pro Mod car to do that. It's awesome. It's great.
Well, I think we've got Andy Robinson first round. So we'll see what we can do. But the track has been really good so far. So we may be able to step it up a little bit without shaking or spinning. So we'll see what happens.
So here are the first round pairings, some great matchups in prospect. The word from the pit, sadly, is that Chris Isaacs is struggling with mechanical issues and may not make the first round. So as you go into round one, it's worth repeating that with so much action, we've had to shorten dramatically to fit in, but every run over the 3 days will be on the final end of season review DVD. Details will be on Eurodragster.com in the next few weeks. Okay, Sunday morning is always the most nervous time of the weekend, especially if you have a big high-powered door car. Simply put, the reason is that they are first out on the racetrack on a Sunday morning. The weather's always a bit chillier. These are conditions they haven't seen all weekend. And hey presto, they've got to race and try and get there first. David Vengter, Tero Laukkanen. Tero goes before the green light and spins the tyres. David with shake all over the place, but takes the win, most importantly, with a 6:10, 234 miles an hour. Marcus Hill and Norbert Kuno. Norbert real good in qualifying. Both of these two ran personal bests. Norbert goes red on the tree, just a little bit too eager to get underway. Marcus on and off the throttle, but takes the win light, most importantly. 671, 192. So next up, Roger Johansson and Andy Wright. Can Andy and the team get the tune-up right for round one? Well, it's a lot smoother for him. Roger's still all over the place with that nitrous Mustang, but most importantly, round win for him. Now, when he talked about his championship chances earlier, he was talking about the European Championship. Obviously, this is about the MSA Championship. And Roger Moore, far side of the racetrack, all out of shape, up against Matthias Volkan, who's looking for a European Championship. And Matthias goes through 6:21, 2:36. Roger, unfortunately for this weekend, is out with that 8-second pass. Your next pair will be Mark Mayhausen against Wayne Nicholson. Wayne and the team struggled mightily all year, but when it all came together in qualifying, it was really good. But sadly for him, the Lucky Devil crew can't get reverse. It's Mark Mayhausen on a solo run. And what a stormer it was. 594, 243 miles an hour. Next out, Rick Garrett, Bruno Barda. Rick had been running PBs all weekend, and Bruno was his first 5-second run. He's actually the defending MSA champ, Bruno. Not going to be defending it this year, but 6:01 at 230. That's the sort of consistency that wins racing. So the old stager from the UK Pro Mod scene, and the first into the fives as well. Andy Robinson going up against the new kid on the block, literally. I think this is his first competition race, and it happens to be against a 5-second runner in round one at the FIA European Finals. No big task for Bobby Wallace, obviously. He's handled himself really well and done great with the nitrous Willis so far, but he gets treed by Andy Robinson, and he's all over the place though. Keeps his boot in it. That won't be a 5, but it's still a pretty good run because he goes through to round 2, 6:69, 2:21. And the funny thing is, you know, if Bobby had run anything like what he'd run in qualifying, he would have been in with a shout there. And a great jibing job from Andy Robinson just to keep that car off the wall and off the centre line as well. Mickey Gallquist with a solo run as Chris Isaac can't make it, and Chris might have won that one as well. We're just going to hear from Andy Robinson on that first round win.
Yeah, it was a bit squirrely. It pushed out the groove a bit to the left, and I had to pedal it, and then it got a bit ugly. And you know, we need to get through and win each round. That's what we're trying to do. The MSA Championship is important to us, and to do that, you have to go rounds.
And a rather lucky win for Marcus Hill.
Yeah, we've been lucky because we hit bad shake, but Norbert did the red light, so all that counts is next round, be a next round further. What we try to do is get the car smooth down the track from A to B and not doing any records.
So 16 are now down to 8. It's time for the quarterfinals, and the track is proving very fast for those that have got a handle on it. But getting the handle on it doesn't seem easy for many drivers, so the competition is still wide open. Now, the interesting thing about the FIA race is obviously it's around the MSA Championship, but you've got the whole European thing going on as well. And Mickey Gallquist is looking to repeat as European champion, and he needs to win and keep winning. He's against David Vegter here, and they both have problems on the line. David has never beaten Mickey Gallquist, and he's going to do it this time around. Mickey just nudges over towards the centre line. David with the prettiest win like that team has ever seen on a 7-second run. They can't believe it. They've been trying for years to beat Mickey. Finally got his number, and it's not the way that you'd expect them to do it. But it was David with the better driving job getting the car down the racetrack, and Mickey goes out in round 2. That is a shock. Okay, 2 really quick, fast cars here. Bruno Barda and Matthias Vulcan. Matthias with the Firebird in the far lane. Looks like the team have got that car sorted out. 5.96, 240 miles an hour. Bruno, no slouch at 6.02. Now, a lot of people were banking on Bruno this weekend as well. The fact he's been first into the 5s and he was so consistent. Now, 6.0s will win you a lot of races, and it just takes an extraordinary effort from another team to get there. And obviously they did that time round. This time up, Andy Robinson, Marcus Hill. 2 not so perfect first round runs and 2 not so perfect second round runs either, but it is the Camaro from the UK out in front, and he goes to the semis for the first time in a long while at an FIA race. The 6.3 will do it. Look at that pedalling, shaking, driving. Still runs a big speed, 229, and a great weekend for Marcus Hill as well, his first ever trip into the 6.2s. The next race, another MPM car. That's Mark Mayhausen from the Netherlands up against Roger Moore. Now, Roger has been up in the 5s recently with this car, went 6.01 on his first qualifying run, and has been all over the racetrack ever since. Well, it's absolutely neck and neck at 3:30. Roger all over the racetrack again, and just by that much. Mark Mayhausen by a measly 100th of a second. What a race from David Vector.
Yeah, it was a bit of fast. We know we have to step up when we're up to Goldquist, and we did, but it didn't went well. Yeah, we're working on it now. We can't really see what went wrong, so it's going to be an exciting one next round.
And it seems to be coming together for Matthias Vulcan as well.
The whole crew has been up whole night and rebuild the whole engine. So we find some little problems in it, and we take it all the way now. So we're gonna try to win this competition too.
So we're now into the semi-finals. It really is survival of the fittest at these races. The fact that there's over 20 cars entered, 16-car field. Obviously, as I said, we're concentrating on the MSA Championship, but just to have the European guys in the mix as well this weekend just toughened things up to a whole new level. So, Matthias Vulcan with the Firebird, David Vector with the MPM car. This is David's last weekend with long-time crew chief Dick Costa. Can they go out on a winning note? Well, David, unfortunately, dead late off the start line. And Matthias with another 5, a 5.98 at 240, and Dave sadly bows out with a 7. So on the other side of the ladder, there is still one MPM car in the mix this weekend. They both had a pretty good weekend, but can one of them take it all the way? Mark Mayhausen hasn't had a great year, unfortunately. DNQ'd up in Finland. But the team really seems to have the handle on the racetrack here at Santa Pod this weekend, and so does Andy Robinson. But Andy, unfortunately, goes red on the tree. Red lights away his chance. I think Mark Mayhausen may have got there anyway. 6.67 for Mark, though. He had a lot of spin and shake on that run too. Yeah, they were both on and off the throttle and all over the racetrack. But a great weekend for Gus and the team, nonetheless. So it's time for that all-important final. And it is especially important for Matthias Vulcan, as a win would seal his FIA European Championship title as well. So huge burnouts again. The teams have put their killer tune-ups in the car. They want to go home with the last big trophy of the year. For the FIA, that is, obviously. The MSA guys have still got one more round to go. So, Mark Mayhausen with that car, built by Andy Robinson. Can he do what it takes against Matthias Vulcan? Matthias already got 2 FIA round wins. Oh, they've both got problems. Mark Mayhausen out of shape, and he slaps the wall, unfortunately. Look at that. Hits the wall and goes over the centre line as well. Bangs the car up quite badly. With a 10-second run, Matthias Vulcan takes the round win. So, at the end of amazing weekends racing here at Santa Pod, with Matthias Vulcan taking a deserved win. And I think he'd already been celebrating before we caught up with his team for a final interview.
Not only did he get a hat, he gets a wig as well.
Yeah, it was a great win for us because we have struggled a lot this weekend, and we got here early to shake everything off after tier, and everything comes together, and the team and.
It's because we do it together. We work for each other. We never sleep because we were up all night overhauling the engine, the blower, the gearbox, the rear end, everything. Just to make everything A1 for today. We slept 2 hours, went up, win this, take a drink, go to bed, go home.
So in the MSA Championship, that semi-final placing has now put Andy Robinson in a very strong position. Join us at the National Finals for the final round of the series.